it's time for a mega super early stream day. Hey! This is probably one of the earliest streams I've done, aside from my super long streaming day that I did. How are we doing, gamers? We're back with some more Apollo Justice. Yeah. Very exciting, very exciting. Hope everyone's doing good today. Right. Let's hop on in. Let's hop on into it, shall we? Let's load up our game. Boom. I missed you all. I didn't get to stream all weekend. I was away doing stuff for my birthday. Now I gotta remember all these characters' voices. I tried this weekend. I spent like an hour practicing like German phrases and trying to learn the accent. Just so I could play clavier a little better. And I completely forgot everything I learned. So it's going to be as bad as it usually is. Alright. Let's hop into it. It better be clear and plain.
Heck, Apollo! They got us on the ropes already! We better come up with something quick! I know!
Think what can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that... Mr. Justice? Do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. You better tell the court, Apollo, and be not pog of you. This is it. And so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof. Witness? Because there's a witness. It was the siren, right? He said the siren. That was like his dying breath. So, Prosecutor Gavin, you. Oh, hold on. Ow. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Atrocanine, My Love. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Stupid. Gotcha. Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Is he an idiot? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. The proof, Your Honor? I know it. No, I won't show it to you, but you gotta trust that I have it. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Thanks. See. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is... the siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what her forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. No, it's true. I would never lie.
But it's the truth. He said it.
I even told you about it. I don't remember that. But apparently you ignored me completely. That's rude of you, Prosecutor Gavin. How could you? It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough! Stop it! Calm down, calm down. No fighting in the courtroom. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps... Oh my god! A stiffer penalty than usual is called for. There's no backing out now. Alright. Oh, except it looks like I can get it wrong twice. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Phoenix Wright, who was the only person here who was nowhere near the crime scene. Literally everyone else was here when the murder happened, aside from Phoenix. But no, it's Lamirar. Lamirar? Recall Mr. Latusse's last words. That only I heard, and I'm the only one who can verify. The witness is Siren. The Siren? Aha! He meant the Siren! That's right, the Siren of the ballad, Lamirar. Lamirar was only on stage for the second act. Set. Act? Set? Was it act or set? Set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamirar to the witness stand. Lamirar would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. I killed that guy. Well, got her, Your Honor. Hello. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Ah, you can speak English? Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent some time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. Odd. What does she mean she doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. Well, what's that? Well, she killed the guy, and it wouldn't be nice to my case. Lamirar suffers from amnesia. Amnesia? What's that? I can't recall. Lamirar is not my true name, but I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Lamirar, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little. The judge is so honest. Oh my god. He's like, oh, I do not care. This is stupid. Oh, goodness. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamirar. Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamirar, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman was the vital Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my, he does have a giant forehead. Okay. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy. Oh. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. All right. Witness testimony.
What I saw?
As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set, and I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go. Proud of you, boo. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lemirar wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something. I gotta find out what. Let's get her. Destroy her. Cross-examination time. As for what I saw But you must have seen something. Come on. Mr. Latouche named you. Mr. Latouche? How can I tell you what I don't know? Lemirar, he said you were a witness with his dying words. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night I was invited to sing. Shema? Doesn't look like she's hiding something there. She's gotta be hiding something. It was a great concert. Okay, Apollo. You heard me sing? Thank you. I was hoping to... Apollo! This is not the time! I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Of course. Anything for my biggest... Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You are out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One on my gavel would be nice. Yeah, Judge. What? Wait, that's awesome. This is awesome. This is the greatest bit ever. What's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchild would be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lemirar. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. That was good. That was such a good bit. I did not return backstage after the second set. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Machi with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Machi. And I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. With Machi, correct? How was he then? As he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far. He sat there waiting. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. How
was the incident explained to you?
I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche died. Of course, investigations require some security. But Mr. Latouche was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamirar lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something.
What didn't she tell me the night of the murder?
Got an attorney's badge. How long did I yearn for one of these? Contains the lyrics. Yeah. Investigation requires the information concerning the crime be restricted to police and related parties. To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. Okay. We got Memoir's publicity card. Alright. We got... I'm just trying to refresh myself on the evidence. It's been a few days. The murder weapon, a deadly high caliber revolver. Right. We got... Oh, we got her brooch. That's right, her brooch. She was there. Allows music to be played in separate tracks. Keyring found in the victim's left hand. Holds keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. Latouche's autopsy report, death due to a loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Estimated time of death was 9 to 9:30. Victim shot in the shoulder in Lamirar's room. The crime scene was Lamirar's dressing room. I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second stunt. Yes, you did. We got your brooch was there, homie. Objection! I'm sorry, Lamirar. But I'm having trouble believing you. What? You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lamirar's. She was wearing it for her song. Thank you, Clavier, for establishing to the court that she was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? Thanks for affirming my case, Mr. Gavin. So, that means she only could have lost it. After she sang on stage? And where was this found again? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? We got him. Lamirar? How did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. Oh. What is the meaning of this? Lamirar, please explain. Lamirar? Oh. She says English is quite difficult. Thanks, Clavier. That trick's not gonna work here. Yo. I don't know if she's saying this. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. I don't know if I believe him. But you have missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know what whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that?
Was she talking about Apollo?
Right when the incident occurred. Oh! Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood.
You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Oh, when we left the room unattended? Oh, wait. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Witness is... siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yikes! Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. Then how did your brooch end up like 10 feet in there? Uh-huh. Sure. Did it go flying? It went pew.
So this was when your brooch was dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it.
That's ridiculous. You only looked in for an incident, but you dropped your brooch like 10 feet into the room. Air forehead. Oh. She has raised the possibility that only... She has raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course.
Yeah. Could she have seen the body? That's what I'm wondering. Wondering if she could have seen the body, though.
I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. I opened the door, I heard Apollo talking, and I was like, yeah! Air forehead shouting, who's there, no doubt? A horrible voice indeed. Why is he so mean to me this trial? He was so nice. He was so nice to me the last trial. He was very nice. And now this one, he's just really mean. Why's he gotta bully us like that?
Oh.
I closed the door immediately.
Okay, so it's not because she saw the body.
I was like, but it's behind a wall. How could she see?
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
It's too convenient. She's hiding something.
Lamirar, you did look into the room though, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well. That was only the briefest of glimpses.
Oh, my bracelet.
When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latouche's body was behind a wall.
How'd you know that? That bracelet. I feel like she's hiding something there. Oh.
Gotcha!
The late Mr. Latouche's body was behind a wall.
The late Mr. Latouche's body, you say?
Yes.
You know something more about Mr. Latus's death than you are saying.
What?
I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. I got good eyes. I got gamer eyes.
It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot?
One moment, Lamirar.
Yes?
What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? There it is. Hello. One moment. Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot?
Yes?
She was hiding something, I knew it. Lamirar, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
How could that be?
Take this! Lamirar contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. We got an investigation request. You're not supposed to know the details of the murder. Tell me, Lamirar, how'd you know he'd been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. I just uploaded a video. Oh my god, crazy. I just got a notification that my own video got uploaded. No one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latus had been shot. Crazy. How could you have known? Oh, I just realized. Oh, when her like little face mask thing flips up, it looks like a question mark. I think that's really interesting. Lamirar, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. I did see the body. Please allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. The victim's like, she shot me. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latus had been shot. No. No, you didn't. No. Hey, thank you for the 11 months with Prime. OMG, almost 1 year. Oh. Lamirar, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. You are evil. Such put downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can I be cool for once? Oh, poor Apollo. Let him be cool. Observe the diagram. Lamirar, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yeah, but they were in the wall the door is on. You'd have to like peek around. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes.
Oh no, Daddy.
La Mirar? I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yeah. Exactly. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake? It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knew how Mr. Latouche died. And he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, La Mirar. Very well. La Mirar, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. And I'll tell the truth this time. I'll stop being a liar.
Just kidding, I'm gonna lie, because that's what you do.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But it wasn't Machi. Thank you. It was a grown person. I know it was. Alright, awesome. Great, case closed. Wasn't Machi. The witness said so. Alright, awesome. We won. Do we gotta cross-examine? She only helps our case. So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
Heck, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, hair forehead.
Thanks, boo. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about La Mirar.
What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. So a grown person. Alright, let's look at our roster. I think the murderer was... Oh, I can't look at the evidence. I had the profiles, I mean. Not on this screen. Dang. I was like, why won't it let me? Yeah, you. Why did you stop it? You are certain you heard 2 shots fired?
Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This is when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer.
And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene, so no contradiction so far.
It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person.
A grown person? That's a little vague. You're not even giving a gender or anything?
I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
He was a man. A young man.
Okay, now I can look. Phoenix Wright, the only person that wasn't there. She was on security detail, Apollo was in the hallway, Machi is a child, I'm pretty sure he was on stage, she saw it, and he was dead, I'm pretty sure he was on stage, and she is a little girl. So it must have been Phoenix Wright. Wrap the case up, we got it. He was the only person unaccounted for. That'd be crazy though. And you're sure of that?
Yes, voice was quite clear.
Voice?
It was Apollo Justice. What?
Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Alright, so we just gotta get every man who was at the concert to stand in front of her and start talking, and then she'll point out who it is. Indeed. So you were at the window, and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Apollo streams so early, I'm not even home. That's crazy. I don't trust a woman. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion on this testimony? It's contradictory, I guess? Because Apollo does not like it. I'm assuming he doesn't like this testimony for good reason. Although, we should just say we like it because it wins us the case. Though it pains me to say this, there is something about Lamirar's testimony that rings false. Bravo, Air Forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. It's the vent, right? A grown man couldn't escape into the vent. Parents made me go buy some stuff for dinner, but I ran into hooligans, so I had to go further. No, not the hooligans. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. And now I have to wait for my parents. Rip. Rip.
But that means Lamirar has to be lying. And that means it was Machi. And that means we lose. I know. And it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this.
Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as Hair Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony.
What next? What's he talking about?
Lamirar, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about? Do you understand? Do you understand his fancy words? Hi, Michael. Hello.
Because for some reason Dad's gonna pick you up doesn't actually. Dad's coming to pick me up. How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room? How's the murder? It's going great! Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. Oh, she couldn't hear. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure.
Lamirar, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. Holy hockey, the murder is actually real.
Objection!
The murder, it's real.
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
Objection!
So you say, but the victim named her the siren as the witness? That's right, that's what Mr. Latouche. We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Air Judge? Yes? Wait, they're blaming it on a blind child? Yeah, they're blaming it on a blind 14-year-old boy who doesn't even speak English. So he has a hard time defending himself when his own defense attorney does not understand what he's saying. It's crazy. Like, the only people in this courtroom right now that could understand him is Clavier and Lamirar. Like, his own defense attorney can't even understand him. The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. They didn't give him a translator or anything? No! Literally, yesterday in the games yesterday, Apollo tried to talk to him to, like, you know, learn his side of the story, and they didn't give him a translator to understand what the poor kid was saying. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lamoureux can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Imagine if it actually was the child. That'd be crazy. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Danke. Danke. Now, wer were we? Yes, I would like to hear the Fräulein detective again.
Objection!
Wait, let me hear Lamoureux's testimony one last time. Oh, Apollo? Why did it freeze like that? But the cross-examination's already over. Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand. Apollo died. Rip.
I'm sorry, I could not be of more assistance.
Rest. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, hair, forehead? Hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fräulein detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky?
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have had a difficult time. Never repeat a song. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though.
Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest? The circumstances? Again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
They act like no one can sneak into the backstage area. That's ridiculous. No one could possibly have gone back there. She's right. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? And also Machi was also there for some reason. Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation, Herr Judge. Thanks? It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Alright. The missing body. I'll still stone him to unlife, just like the good old days.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamoureux's song.
Is that how it ends? Guitar, up together to the sky. I guess.
No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim.
No one in this entire country.
And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
Lamoureux's song?
Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not?
It's code?
All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. No one in the entire country. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latussa's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation.
Thank you for the hydrate!
Guitar, guitar, up together in the sky.
That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
I admit I've forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Someone definitely wrote the song and she stole it and said it was hers, so they killed her. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs, but killing?
It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge.
Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination.
I'm not so sure I'm gonna be doing much singing. Please, Apollo, I need to hear you sing.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamurar's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left. I wanna... I mean, her manager. Yeah.
But Mr. Latouche spoke English. He may have come to this country before.
I looked into that, I assure you.
Oh?
It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own.
Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
Clavier, did you murder this man?
What did you say?
Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song.
Of course not, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everybody already listens to my music.
They're even in my textbook at school.
And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me?
I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy.
And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. What does she mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by his signature?
The bullet holes in the wall, of course.
The bullet holes?
The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the...
Oh no! I dropped everything. Ow.
And that means what exactly? I was being murdered! Somebody got me.
That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. This is the next case. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim.
Stupid blind boy.
No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed. It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other sensors to fire the gun. Poorly. Oh my god, Emma.
That reminds me. The monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. He didn't know he was blind? I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice. What do I do now? Raise an objection, of course. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, or he just missed normal. It happens. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, tiny. He's just a little boy. He's just a little boy. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. A convincing argument, to be sure. Haha, take that, smug prosecution, in your pretty face. Apollo? Huh, what? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim, aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Ooh. Oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Oh. Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the murder on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Oh, we've got to have something that contradicts that, right? Oh! They wiped the blood away. They wiped the blood away. The prosecution holds that the shooter couldn't see. A scientific conclusion based on a thorough examination of the crime scene, yeah. Apparently not thorough enough. I have a certain piece of evidence that completely overturns your claims. What? This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene? So they just said that this shot could have easily taken out his shoulder and yet proved that the very small boy with no prior experience and no shoulder injury did it? Exactly. That's what I was literally thinking the first time they said that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, he's a 14-year-old small, tiny, blind boy. Surely he should be injured or have missed more than once. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor. The crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get... What did he just say to me? I don't want to read that. Why would he say this? Why would he word it like that? I don't... What is wrong with him? Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? No! Not right now. Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the crime scene is, yeah, it's the blood, okay. Yeah, the contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains. I thought it was just my blurry vision. but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court.
It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it! At least I think I get it.
Get what? Get what, Fräulein?
When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me.
Yeah, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name? It's certainly a logical conclusion. Right. I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. Okay, Clavier. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? Are they... Does no one get it? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was? Would you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Oh, jeez. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobai, is blind? He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible. No. The small boy did it. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what this all means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet, up until now... Oh. It seems I owe the court an apology. The governors are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us.
I think he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock! With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me, why do you think that Machi Tobai is blind? Huh? What? Oh, is he not actually blind? That's... Oh, what did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. Oh. Okay. Yikes. There goes our case. It's like it's an image thing, like how Lamarar can't speak English, apparently, in the public eye. And this was brought up now. Of course. That throws away the case of, like, the gunshots and stuff. Like, he's the blind pianist, right? So doesn't Lamarar lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. Since exclusively blind people miss guns, that means he couldn't miss. I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobai. According to this, Machi Tobai can see perfectly well. What? This is crazy.
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Virginians. He can see quite well.
Objection! But you said...
What did I say exactly? Hair Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind.
I guess that's true. I guess he hasn't said it.
The only one who did was the Fräulein detective.
But that's...
A significant fact, yes. Consider Mochi Tabai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this.
But what about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Hair Forehead neatly explains those for us.
Surely this should be raised at the beginning.
He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Hair Forehead.
Oh. Dang it. He got us.
I knew you didn't have what it took.
You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize.
Oh, sorry.
That's no way to apologize.
He looks like a bug. He does look like a bug. Yeah, Apollo. He does. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, what is he like? He looks so strange in this face he does.
That's no way to apologize.
He's angered the Trucy now. Look out.
If we can please end the bickering now.
Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Oh, don't say that.
What?
This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right?
That seems to be what happened.
We might be able to find out what was really written here.
Yeah, what's with the Apollo? Hey, exactly. He's just a sweet boy. Really? You could do that? No hating Apollo in my courtroom. Not my sweet boy.
That's right, with this. Oh my god, it's luminol. It's called luminol. Let's go. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet?
As if I'm gonna tell you, stupid prosecutor.
The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform the blood test, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Kat, why is your Emma voice so oddly accurate to how she looks like she would sound? Because I am Emma. Me and her, we're the same.
Right. Go for it, Apollo. You do it. You do our job.
Huh? I have to do the test.
You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple.
Chemical that reacts to blood. I heard of this somewhere. Mr. Wright did this.
Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
It looks like...
Right. Ready? It's easy as pie. Just press A to spray an area. Here, give it a try.
The eyes of the entire court are focused on me.
Apollo, your hands are shaking.
Alright, let's do this. Spray luminol region. Okay. What is it? I'm trying to guess what it says before we reveal it. Like numbers. IPYX314206? What is this? Like an are you a human code? Wow, it really works.
This must be
This must be the power of sirens and an IP address. It says IPXX314206. Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is. If the killer was a robot.
Aha, I have it.
So what is it?
I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number.
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number?
Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that?
Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Hello, Darian. Darian, you heard what we need? Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No. Give me 27.
Alright, there you go. That was awesome. I'm so glad they brought his sprite in.
The victim is Interpol? Whoa!
I'm so glad they brought his sprite on for those 2 seconds for him to go, yeah, later. I'm not sure what to think of all this. That guy is cool as hell. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent...
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi Tobai is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility.
A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did Mr. Latouche know an Interpol ID number?
That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time while we wait Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tobai. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received words as the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
You had me until the last bit.
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question?
Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Hair Forehead?
Huh? Me?
Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of this trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Damn you, Gavin, for leading us on. Something wrong. Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? No, that's the moment I heard that report. I knew why. So the singer would get changed in front of him? He's 14. Oh my god. Ew. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobai pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now.
Wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice? Can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? I doubt it's from that. I doubt it's from the investigation report. Maybe because of Lamarwar's sightseeing music? Maybe something like that? Maybe it's like an image thing? Approach, I doubt. That's like the only thing I can think of. If it's not that, then I don't know what it is.
Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see.
Which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Hair Forehead.
seems you've thought of something. Ugh, why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see.
Take that!
Okay, it was. Okay. I was like, this is the other thing I could think of. That is La Miroir. La Miroir and Machi Tobai. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. La Miroir and her pianist. They would always walk around together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. Oh. All times? Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it a part of their, performance? He was kidnapped. I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Oh, really? Really? Really, it was all the other way around. The only one who needed to be led by the hand was La Miroir. Whoa, she's blind? What's this? So you mean to say that La Miroir, she's... Yeah, Your Honor. La Miroir is blind. Whoa! But that makes no sense. What? Oh, I guess it does kind of make sense. Has she ever said that she could see stuff? She only talks about hearing people's voices, really. And when she's saying she sees stuff, it's a lie. Wait, that would actually be a twist. She was making him unable to escape. That's crazy. This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. This case has been blown wide open. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Why is he gonna bully him so much? Yet I see it is not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Oh, she's supposed to be the landscape? Damn. 5-head gang arrives. Well, since we have her here, why not ask La Miroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now. Bailiff, bring in La Miroir. That could explain the lyrics as well, yeah. She comes in like, y'all didn't know? La Miroir, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see, really? It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borginian countryside will one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are... Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became La Miroir. That explains why in her earlier testimonies, she mentioned that she's really, really good with voices, and she can pick up voices really well and remember them well, because that's all she has to work with. That's really interesting. Know, too, that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for La Miroir. I see. It also explains why she didn't really react when Clavier's guitar exploded. I guess that makes sense why she just kept going. She's like, yeah, alright. Like Clavier trying to freaking stomp out the flames of his guitar. You may recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial, Hair Forehead. What's that?
I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Oh my god, he knew. He knew. He knew that she was a witness. Oh. Now, Lamiroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a little bit lost here, Your Honor.
Whitney's tasted. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what.
Oh.
Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would...
She told us the truth at the beginning. Then she said she saw nothing. I guess she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine.
But what is there left to ask?
There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well. The defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Alright, okay. There was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy.
Please. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
Hold it!
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course. He was my manager.
So he knew. And that's what's been bugging me. Then why did he say that she was a witness? Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering a young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo?
Yeah, I was. He's alive. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Let's see. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Siren. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness Siren? We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Oh, that's right. He tried to tell you when he said, can't see. He wasn't talking about himself. Oh my god. He was talking about the witness. Oh, I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, here, forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Oh. Order! Order! Recall Lamiroir's earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage back to the exit backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Littrus witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness?
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Oh, at some point during this trial or this case or episode, she's gonna hear that voice and be like, "Oh, it was him! It was him! Got him!" Your Honor!
It's the bailiff! Get him!
What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation?
The Interpol numbers that Mr. Littrus left us.
Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please.
Hello.
I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Lettuce, so he was writing his own number? What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Lettuce himself. He's apparently in the middle of an operation.
So when he wrote those numbers,
he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Lettuce was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lamirar's manager
was just a cover, more likely. Interesting. What if she knew? There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Lettuce. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. So he was killed with his own revolver. Interesting. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything.
It's gotta tie in somehow, you think?
Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Oh! 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 Wait! Lamirar, is something the matter? That voice— oh no! Really? Wait! Right now? You got it? That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian? Is it? No way! It was him. Whoa! Are you kidding? I am sure of it. That's crazy. It can't have been him, though. Wasn't he on stage? It was him? No! You aren't saying. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Lettuce, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian. Whoa. Is this some kind of a joke? What? No way. No way. I'm back. Did I miss anything? So apparently Darian here was the guy in the room that Lamirar heard. No way. And also, the Interpol agent
was Mr. Latouche. He was an undercover Interpol agent, and he was killed with his own revolver. No way. Whoa. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. That's crazy. What the hell? I did not see that plot twist coming. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. La Miroir, fingering Darian Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice that La Miroir heard? I thought that everyone on stage was cleared, though. Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it.
Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo.
Ooh. What a twist. What a twist. One of the band members. I'm not gonna lie, actually I had a feeling it was Darian. I didn't. Well, either Darian or someone that sounds exactly like him, a brother maybe. Ooh, possibly. Because we know when the murder happened. It was during the, when the Gaviners were on stage and stuff. We haven't seen that magician since. True. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Write Anything Agency.
Hey, Apollo.
What?
Well, actually, nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not.
Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer.
Well, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it?
Score? Gee, I guess I would, or maybe, well, nah, I'm just as bad as you.
See, it's so vague.
Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. And the victim, Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating.
Well, true, but we know who shot him now. La Miroir told the whole court.
Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret?
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a waste then, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
I just remembered why I think Darian is guilty. Because he messed up the cue. Because he messed up the cue on the stage. Mr. Charlie, the potted plant. Huh? His leaves are looking a little brown.
Good morning, Mr. Charlie.
He didn't directly kill him, but he did mess up a key.
Good morning, Mr. Charlie. Ugh, Mr. Charlie, your leaves.
Maybe you weren't giving him enough water?
Oh no, he must be stressed. He's worried about the new recruit at the office. They say he's got a massive forehead. It's scaring him.
Hey, don't blame it on me. You are watering him, right?
It was Daddy's turn to water him this week. Ugh.
Mr. Wright has been away on his top secret mission, no?
I'm sorry, Mr. Charlie. This is all my fault. I'll water you soon, I promise.
I just wanted to check on Charlie. Alright, let's talk to Truce. Darian did it! Lemon dropped a bomb in court today. I will say though, what if he hired an assassin and recorded his voice as a way of turning back on his client? Maybe. Oh my god, it was Mr. the Killer. Lemon dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian.
Lemon said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called.
Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time.
Wrong? Why?
I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert.
That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time, so it wasn't me.
That raises another question though. Why was he killed and what was the victim investigating? Yeah. Right. Did you happen to look up on the stage? Maybe at Darian even? Was he there? Did it look like he was killing someone?
You bet I did. He is one of the Governor's guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh.
Right. All the Governors have a rock-solid alibi. Literally. You couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage.
But Lemuel heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right?
Somebody's either wrong or lying very, very badly here. An Interpol agent.
I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway?
Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals.
Why can't they just call them International Police instead of making up some silly name?
Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamourar?
What? Why would anyone do that?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
She's not a criminal. She couldn't be.
Oh, I wonder if she's got like, because she's got amnesia. I wonder if she was like a master criminal or something before her memories failed her. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces.
If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something.
That's such wise words, Trissy. Such wise words.
That's something being our case, the last something I mean.
Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Oh. Trissy? Was that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
Oh my god, it's the magician! How did he get here? Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Grammari.
Hey, the other day.
Who's there?
We didn't just imagine that, did we?
He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours?
Hardly.
We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that?
Oh, it's you! Uncle Valent!
Whoa. Uncle Valent? He's your uncle? You said you didn't know him.
No, silly. It's the great Grammari. Valent Grammari. The Grand Magician.
Oh. Yes, it is I, the great Valent Grammari, as seen on television. Could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. Interesting. My, how you've grown.
Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same.
I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Valiant Grammari, famous magician, often on TV, fond of exaggeration. So be quick with your questions. Okay. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may steer the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true.
Let's ask him about the case, Apollo.
His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm.
After all, Uncle Valiant's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle.
What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Wright?
No, I mean
Oh.
my real daddy.
Oh. You have one of those? What? Trucy's real father? Ooh.
Wait, Apollo, don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammari.
Grammari. Okay. Troop Grammari, huh? No. Thank you so much for sounding it out for me, Apollo. I appreciate it. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life, lamentably listless lad. To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet. Valiant Grammari. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child.
You'd bet you'd heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park.
That's crazy.
Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe, and then escaped from a high-security prison.
You said he is a magician? I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Grammari. Wait,
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammari? Yes, Zach Grammari. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship. Oh. Ooh. That your dad? Ooh. Why is everyone so quiet?
Daddy.
Oh. Daddy? Oh, no way. Trucy's father. Once upon a time, Troop Grammari included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Grammari, and my partner, Zach Grammari. And this Zach was...
He was my real daddy.
Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Oh, that's so sweet. Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least. Oh.
She's like, yeah, you're family now. Sorry, no escape. Not that I see daddy around much these days.
Ugh. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Coliseum the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy, 'twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. It was actually all my doing. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape?
Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Toofy, on behalf of I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Gramarye. Will you watch it? Oh. It's the concert.
Sugar, sugar, hold that night in your embrace.
Wow, her voice is so beautiful. When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure, but a fleeting melody. It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly. Whoa. Ah, there she goes. She's a magician. Burning on in my heart, fire. Burn my love away, all away. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away, yay! That's a crazy trick. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky.
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious?
There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. Miss Valiant Gramarye has good reason to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Like murder, of course? Anything else to add? So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there.
I didn't see a stunt.
What about Lemar vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitated. A petite prestidigitated. A prestige prestidigitated. Prestidigitated. Can't say that word. Prestidigitate. I can't say it. Prestidigitation. There we go. A modicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were here at the concert?
Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done? Of course. I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done?
Hey now.
Trucy?
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
Not during a murder investigation, it's not. My none, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later, well after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh, don't even ask. I won't answer.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Whose side are you on if it turns out to be the magician? That'd be crazy. I, Valiant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay for a while.
I am afraid I cannot. I may not, I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. She loses her dad and then her uncle. Aw. So you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile. Oh. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out. He turned and walked out through the door. Normally. That's good.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right. Valent Gremory. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lemuroir disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Anything else to add? Nope. Alright. Let's move on, Trucy. The Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go to see if anyone's at the detective center. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
But they don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right. The air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Machi Tobai can see. I do hate how they keep calling him her real father. Biological would have been better. Yeah. We don't know how he was, like, as a father, though. Like, he could have been, like, you know, the greatest father. It seems like she loves her dad, so she probably still sees him as her real father. Because, and that Phoenix was just, like, you know, her second father. The one who takes care of her after her real father was gone. I don't know what happened to him. Murdered or died or arrested. Who knows? Who knows? Disappeared. Gone. Because it seems like she loves her dad.
Ah, Machi!
Speak of the devil.
He looks like he's doing okay.
I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo.
It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
I think she's actually worried for me. Hey, how's it going? How's the trial today?
So, what'd you think of the trial today? Phew! I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial.
Hey! All's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win.
No, if he's found not guilty, we win.
Trucy?
Machi might not understand English, but it gets that better than you do.
Whoa! Huh? Did the bracelet start acting up?
I'm glad Lemuroir testified. What a great person. She might even get Machi off the hook by naming another suspect.
Darian of the Gaviners, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey!
What is it, Apollo?
No. It's nothing. His bracelet's like, hey! Hey! Wake up! He knows something. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Virginian. He doesn't even speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces.
Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? Oh my god, does he know English?
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. He either knows English or he's a witness. We'll be back, Machi.
So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lamaroir can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're gonna get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does. Alright. I've never examined this as Apollo, I realized. That security camera is looking at me. Why do I feel this sudden urge to make a silly face? He's so cute. Hello, Apollo. The security guard. He stands here, watching this room, and he has for 30 years. His eyes when he looks at Machi are gentle. Maybe he has a kid the same age. Alright. Let's go to the Coliseum. Wow! Live G tour. Guilty as charged.
Woo! What a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing.
The weather matters for an investigation?
Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days?
Sure. Let's get started, shall we?
Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo.
What stuff?
Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it.
I did enough at home, thanks.
Oh, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today.
It's raining lawyers. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection"? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's just get going already. Such a loser. Oh my god, it's the blue badger. Oh my god. It's him. What's that creature there?
Ooh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger.
It's life-size.
Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot.
I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. What? Why did he say it? Why did he... Wait. He worded it as if he was a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky.
I don't think you're showing true blue badger spirit, Apollo.
Look, a massive sign for the Guilty as Charged tour. A giant prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena.
Ooh, maybe I could take it to the office when they're done with it.
Where would you put it? Thanks, Apollo. Where would you put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door.
Then I'll put it outside.
I bet it'd be good for business. It's like... what? Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute.
Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me.
Is this part of some twisted plan of hers to make her singing debut, I wonder? Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today.
It's huge! And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on this stage.
Battle?
Oh, yeah, it's a coliseum, isn't it?
They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore, Trucy.
Really? I had no idea. Wonder why they stopped.
Sometimes I worry about her.
Look, a blimp!
Those balloons next to it have sponsor ads on them.
Let's see. Big sale, all shirts 50% off.
Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Anything else? Nope. Alright. Ah, Mr. Attorney. How'd you know it was me? I haven't said anything yet. Lamiroir, I'm sorry about today. There is nothing you need to apologize for. defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean? Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before.
That's wild.
Oh. You must have great ears.
Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday. How? That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime.
I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait,
Lamoire, is something the matter?
that voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it.
No way.
As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice.
I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something?
The next moment, I heard those gunshots.
Why didn't you call security?
To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening. I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard.
Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was.
I met Machi before my debut as Lamoire. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia.
And he was playing the piano?
Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned that I could not see.
Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see?
No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands, always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know.
Aw, that's cute.
He is smart, gentle boy.
I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latouche.
Yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear.
So you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did.
I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why?
What makes you think that?
Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded? Right.
The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Lamoire. I woke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it she said about not being able to remember the light?
I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crimes in my past. Everything before becoming La Miroir is lost to me.
Interesting.
But I don't think you...
I can think of no other explanation.
I wonder if she wasn't always blind, but rather lost it when she lost her memory. That's probably it.
Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me?
Do you think your past might be related to this case?
No way! That seems really unlikely to me.
Trucy, no one asked.
I mean, you're such a sweet person, La Miroir.
I thank you. Machi, too, tells me this often when I fear who I might have been.
I wonder if she'll tell us the magic trick. We took a look at your performance. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time.
Thank you.
That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off.
Illusion?
When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember?
Yeah. Yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician.
Valent Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done?
I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul.
I was afraid of that.
Hard to be a magician if you can't... Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know?
I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something.
Yeah?
When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor.
Device? Maybe you mean this?
That's been lying there since the day before yesterday.
Might I touch it?
I thought as much. What? What did you think?
This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert.
I wonder whose this is.
We use it for communication. It'll be quite inconvenient should it go missing.
The problem is, Trucy, that also makes him look hella sus during a murder trial. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him.
Yes, that's best. Thank you.
So, can I put it on?
Yes. Headset attached to Trucy. She actually put it on. That's awesome. Receiver/transmitter for voice signals. All concert staff wore one.
Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo.
That's awesome. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Alright. Let's move. Where should we go? I see they couldn't make her a new sprite. I'm sure she's not going to be wearing it for long. I don't think they wanted to go through the trouble. Do you have anything else to say about this before we go? Can I ask you about this headset, La Miroir? You said that all concert staff were wearing one?
That's correct.
You need them to communicate across such a large stage.
Everyone on staff had one, of course. And all the band members, too, I should think.
So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then.
They're quite helpful, though, limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system.
That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? Alright. Let's see the stage. In the wings.
That song... Isn't that the one La Miroir was singing?
Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade.
Well,
I'd love to do a show on a stage like this.
I'd come to see that.
The house is full. And as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air.
Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician?
Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I?
Some dedication. Oh. Ah! Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is.
Uncle Valen.
What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss.
The Lamroir teleportation illusion. Ooh.
Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody.
Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valen can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamroir's vanishing act was your illusion, right?
Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream? Yet what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I am a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom-made for a time and place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troupe Gramarye are concerned.
So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well.
And went well it did! Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Wow! He just read your mind, Apollo.
Or everyone tells him that, and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Gramarye. It was he who began the great Troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste stripped of illusion.
That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket.
When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We own our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner, you mean? Yes, Zach Gramarye, Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles, none. I will see us return to glory. I, Valiant Gramarye. Our founder, Magnifi Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go. What happened to the jet again?
apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zack were the shining stars of the Gramarye crown.
Cool, huh? And Zack Gramarye was my daddy.
Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valent Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Right, let's look at the piano. Because he kept saying, the piano.
That's one big piano. I've never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime.
No good. He can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
Maybe now's my big chance.
Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Wait a minute, tunnel. Where does the tunnel lead to, and who knows about it?
Ew.
Did you make that noise just now?
Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look, this is stuck between the strings. Looks like some kind of switch.
Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Found on the stage, it's a switch for something, and that's about all I know about it. Interesting. I'm gonna press it. Boop.
This switch sitting here, tempting me to push it.
Don't, you might blow up the whole Coliseum.
Apollo, please. To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb. What kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it? That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it in our busy times.
Alright, Trucy P.I., please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does?
Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room?
A switch as big as a razor to turn on a razor? Okay. We didn't examine this either yet.
10-4 that, little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in. Over.
That the explosive guitar has to be a distraction. Oh, of course. Why the sudden silence? Like if an explosion were to happen, where would everyone turn to look? Exactly.
No one answered.
Don't be silly.
What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensic investigations.
You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine, which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on snackoos. Good thinking, Apollo. Good thinking. I bet that's what it is. And oh, we could watch it. Oh, sorry. He looked pretty there. All right, let's move. Let's go check out one of the dressing rooms. Let's go to memoirs. Oh, uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh?
That bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all.
Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol.
We wouldn't have found that out without you.
I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out.
Said it was my reward.
chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something?
I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again.
Be my guest. You're not gonna find any clues in here.
Oh, I did find something strange. Something strange?
I'm at my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
How?
I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year.
If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. And it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct and he could have shot that revolver.
But that's not how it sounded in Lamroir's testimony.
You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene?
That's right.
Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. She's so right, though. Is that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean?
I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped key ring was stolen. Then Lamroir flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latous's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least.
It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence.
I know, and I found it.
You think the same person did all this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway.
What? You all think I did it?
Trucy, no one said that. Sometimes I worry about that girl. Trucy, no one was talking to you.
So, what'd you find?
It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa.
What is it?
Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna.
Oh, like on a beetle?
Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort.
Electronic signal, you say?
Like the switch? I suppose it could have been the 14-year-old. He does have a reason to kill the man if he knew who he was, but I doubt it, yeah. I don't think it was him. Very rarely, it seems, that our defendant is the actual killer. I think that only happened once. Do you think you could take a look at this?
A small device. Looks like a transmitter? A transmitter?
You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal?
What is it, Apollo?
Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Oh! Oh my god! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Well, now we know what this is. An igniter.
This part here must work like a lighter.
Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. That would have been funny if we pressed the switch back when we were on the stage and Emma was like holding the device up like near her face or something and she just caught on fire. That would have been so funny. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case.
Hey, Apollo, let's ask Emma more about this switch, now that she has some first-hand experience.
And we will in just 1 second, Trucy. I'll BRB. I will BRB.
Boo! Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Rip. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You weren't the one holding it.
There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking.
Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Remote trigger updated in the court record. Found on the stage, triggers an igniter within 30 feet. Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area, let's see, 30 feet from La Noir's dressing room, that covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Interesting. Kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Although they did. We know this. We know it happened. It kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Form diagram added to the court record. Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We'll have to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later.
Good luck!
I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Igniter added to the court record. Alright, let's look around just a tiny bit. A speaker for monitoring the stage. It was blaring at the time of the shooting.
That's a pretty old model for such a nice place.
I guess they don't care about sound quality back here, as long as you can hear it. Not that a loss of fidelity could possibly make that music worse.
Good speakers must cost a lot. Do you have any idea how much a nice one that size would cost, Apollo?
Probably a good 10 years of your allowance, give or take.
What? But that's almost $600!
$5 a month? Poor Trucy. Wait till she finds out you need to buy 2 speakers for a stereo. The shooter must have used that to climb up to the vent.
All this tragedy because someone left a stepladder here.
I don't think Mr. Latouche was shot because of the ladder.
You think it was Machi?
I guess. That air vent is pretty small after all. Does that prove he was at the scene? Did he escape in the time between the gunshots and us opening the door? Oh, look at the little piece of carpet. Look, the carpet's been torn up here.
That's the part we did the luminol testing on in court.
I was wondering if it was actually going to show the part where they cut out the carpet.
Loony Mall? What's Loony Mall? It's luminol. Get it right.
That was kind of scary when it comes to science. Best learn the word and not incite her wrath again. This was the window where La Noire saw the crime from. Wish it was that simple.
Kind of hard to see a crime when you can't see. But she did hear it.
Yeah, but the window was closed.
Maybe she heard it some other way?
Is there anything in here? Oh. Speaker here is the same as the one in La Noire's dressing room. Wonder if this one was blaring as loud as hers.
I don't see a volume control anywhere in the room. My guess is they give all the rooms equal treatment.
You mean equal punishment. Alright. I don't think there's anything in here. Yet, anyway. Do we have... Oh. Well, we got something here. What? Come to laugh at the murderer?
Darian.
That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect.
Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he?
Not many people are these days, it seems.
It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out.
Then Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid.
Okay. So, about your alibi.
You have to ask. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots and found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage.
Your guitar playing was something else.
Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's La Meroir's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. Oh my god. How could she possibly identify me?
They won't let you work?
He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He could be such a stick in the mud.
Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud?
He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. Oh my god. Oh. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian! Something tells me he doesn't know him as well as he thinks he does. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really.
Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums.
The band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally.
Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office.
Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on. Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. And tell him I wanted into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Okay? Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Okay, let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescend. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Alright. Ooh, Gavin's office. Let's go. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh. Really messy. For a perfectionist, it doesn't seem very perfection-y in here.
So, this is it. The Gaviner's head office.
It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I am asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone.
Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like.
That's eavesdropping.
Why? We'd just be waiting quietly so he won't notice.
What if we heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Virginians, okay? Just get me that report. Chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start a Mysterian. Huh? Oh. Hey, boo.
Hiya! Hi, how you doing? Tee, just thought we dropped in. Hope you're not mad.
How could I be? There's not enough teehee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist.
Watch and learn, Apollo.
So, who have you come to see?
Huh?
He's very calm about this. Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom.
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Ooh. Oh, I thought it was actually going to give me a choice there. Alright, let's talk about the case, I guess? That reminds me. Did you see the paperwork today?
Yes! I always read the TV section.
Good girl. How about you, hair forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly saw.
Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one.
It's not a show. It's an article. News, you know.
Oh, does this have anything to do with the case?
Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless. Endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course.
Oh, that was all Apollo's idea.
Hey! Is this newspaper over... Is that a newspaper over there, too? Yes. The Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Awesome. Thanks, but I can't read Virginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice to say, this is a big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song.
Probably no one in Virginia could believe it.
It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. The journalist didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Virginia newspaper added to the courtroom. Lamuar's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Article about the case, it doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamuar's band. Interesting. Which is why I've had Zarian step down from the investigation for now.
Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum.
Lamuar was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case? Quickly, if possible. Alright, let's talk about your concert then.
I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it.
You co-wrote it with Lamuar, if I remember correctly? That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact.
And that's when you heard Lamuar's voice?
It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting.
Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout.
I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she likes the work I did, and we wrote a song right there backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on guitar, that I borrowed from Lamuar.
And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo, say.
It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. Is that very guitar is right over there.
You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump. That's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred.
No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have.
What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire?
Do you think you could show it to us? Your slightly burnt guitar?
I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Alright, let's look at his guitar then. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this.
That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar incidentally.
Oh, did you find anything out?
He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing.
Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on?
Sounds like something we should ask about.
Alright, I'll look around a bit first. Look at all the guitars. Why so many?
You can never have too many guitars. They are like my lovers. I didn't just hear him say that.
They're backup guitars, Apollo. Don't you know anything? Rock and rollers always smash their guitars at the end of a show.
No wonder it's so hard to make it as a musician.
You know what? You should try rocking a little, Apollo.
And breaking his guitars while he watches? That might be a little too rocking.
Of course, I would never do such a thing. Did I not say they are like my lovers? Do I seem like the kind of man who would do such a thing to the one he loves?
No, not at all. I mean, you're Mr. Gavin, upstanding prosecutor.
What happened to Prosecutor Gavin, God of Rock?
What's wrong, Apollo? You look confused.
I was just wondering where the work chair in this office was.
You're looking at my favorite chair right now.
That's a massage chair, isn't it?
That is an ergonomic adjustable office.
I love the ones with the vibrating rollers on your back. Those feel great. Did I say something wrong?
No, I merely realized the fertility of an explanation.
What's that on the plate there?
Is that gum?
Gum?
Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang? So he put it on the plate for later consumption?
You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick?
Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I?
What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic?
Wait, that phone call.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever.
Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone.
What? A replica? So why was he here in it? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche.
Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche?
Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Uh-oh.
Who? Us? No. I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to.
Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Ms. Reporter.
Who tells the truth? I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently, it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after.
His slump?
Would you mind telling us what you know about it? Alright, we got 2 things to talk about. Awesome.
Wow, look at the stereo!
To me, a life without music is inconceivable. I never turn down the volume, even when I'm working on a case.
Such a huge speaker, it must be really loud.
This room is completely soundproof, of course.
Really? At my place, I can hear when my neighbors turn their VCR to record something.
Maybe you can
get Mr. Wright to talk to them, work something out.
And lately we've been getting complaints about Apollo's voice training.
Maybe I'll go have a word with Mr. Wright too. This display shows all the evidence for the case.
Look, Apollo, he's got 3 televisions.
Hey, don't look at those too closely. I'm still sorting out the details. Each monitor shows evidence for a different case. He does them all at once?
I wish I had 3 TVs.
What would you possibly do with 3 television sets?
I may look laid back and relaxed, but in reality, I'm quite busy, you know. I'm living life at turbo speed, doing magic, going to school, investigating cases. But if I had 3 big TVs, I could watch a magic video, do my homework, and catch a crime drama all at once.
The first 2 seem useful, I suppose. The view is exhilarating, yeah? I sit here gazing upon the city, writing my songs. Try working on cases. It is the same thing. I write my lyrics the same way I corroborate evidence. It is a harmony between the logical mind and the primal spirit within. Is it so hard to admit that you like staring out your window and daydreaming? Alright, let's talk to him about those things then. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoire.
How did it end up here?
She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So, this guitar is from Virginia?
That is it. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoire's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout.
I still think he's a special case.
Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned.
A gift for Lamoire, sent from Virginia, burned the night of the concert. And what was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar?
That's right! What was that all about?
Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that is what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with the evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once we've finished with everything else. Oh, it's the igniter thing. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar.
I've seen it someplace before.
This was found in Mr. Latusse's bag, and it's apparently a replica of something. A replica? Just a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was used in the identification of whatever it's a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latousse was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation.
Well, what is it?
Don't ask me, Fraulein.
Oh, if you don't want to tell us, you could just say so.
I've put a request to Interpol via my contacts in Virginia. But apparently there is a block on information somewhere along the chain.
Oh?
There's something either Either Interpol or Virginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble to become Lamiroir's manager. Just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. Rumpelclub, something held by Mr. Latouche, apparently the focus of his investigation. I've sent someone to the Coliseum to fetch Lamiroir. Perhaps she knows something about it being a Virginian. Alright, let's show him the... Do we have the igniter? It has to be one of these.
What is it, Apollo?
That device that was found in your guitar. I guess we'll have to do this next time. So sorry, gamers, but I gotta go. I don't know, something just came up, gamers. Something just came up. I gotta go. But, I think Emrys is live. Let's send you to Emrys. Let's send you to Emrys. Did you find anything out?
Igniter. The igniter was in his guitar. Crazy. Who could have predicted this?
That's about it.